everybody. How y'all doing today? Give me just a moment. I gotta go get my drinking horn and my jug of water. I'll be right back. All right, guys, and we are ready. We only got a little bit of water for some scalds today. What's up, my Jin Jin? Hi, baby. How you doing? You know, it's great to have you in the show. All right. How's everybody feeling today? You know, I hope everybody's having a wonderful afternoon. We had a great morning today. It's good to hear that my Jin Jin's in a good mood. How's everybody else doing? You know, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about a minute in. We got two brand new people here in the show. So I'd like to welcome y'all in personally. Thank you for the likes, guys. We're about to do a scald to that. First like of the show. Definitely needs a scald. All right. Scald to the first like. A scald, my friends. All right, guys. So, it's been a busy morning. No stress so far today for you, baby. That's great to hear, my Jin Jin. For all of y'all who don't know, Jin Jin is my girlfriend. So y'all will hear me calling her baby, honey, darling, dear, all them things like that. And yes, I am Southeast Texan. So we have a habit of calling people honey, darling, dear, brother, things of that sort. So if I call you something like that, please don't take offense to it. It's literally just the way I talk. It's Southeast Texas lingo, babies. You know, that's just how it works. But I'd like to welcome everybody into the show. And I'd like to say, guys, we had a great morning. Let's keep it up. You know, we got Trolls Bane here right beside us, as always. Yes, the famous axe from the zombie video. 200,000 people have watched that video, guys. 200,000 people. You know, and I couldn't be happier about it. You know, guys, every now and then you're going to strike gold. Well, I struck gold with that. That's why I also do my afternoon, morning, and evening motivational videos. I love you too, my baby. Welcome, everybody. Please drop a comment if you got questions. Oh, thank you, man. 01 Maxima. Nice to meet you, Maxima. You know, and thank you about the hat. It was a gift from a Cherokee man. But he gifted it to me for making a 100-yard shot. Music and fun. Welcome in. Welcome in. I love music and I love fun. Welcome to the swamp. You know, you can hear them going off out there now. You know, guys, I got my doors open. I love the sounds of nature. So I'll take some sweating so I can hear that. All eyes on Palagam. Palagam. What's Palagam there? Yogish? Nice to meet you. You know, welcome into the show. Pardon the burp. Sorry about that, guys. But everybody, welcome on in. We got 17 people in here, 3 minutes in. We got 2 likes. Let's try to get them like buttons up a little bit. You know, pop on in, say hi. You know, come on and talk. Say whatever you want to say. What have I been up to? Oh, man. Well, first, I was doing laundry. You know, because I'm finishing out the last of what we got in the laundry detergent. And hi, Irma. And, well, I ran out of laundry detergent. So then Aaron was like, bro, I need a little bit of company, man. I need somebody to talk to today. So I've been sitting in there counseling my friend Aaron, you know, and it's been a great actual start to the morning. You know, you need to go to sleep, Irma? Well, go to sleep, my friend. You know, ain't nobody going to blame you. But definitely thank you for stopping in and saying hi. Hopefully you'll hit the subscription button and hit the bell icon and come back to see us again. You know, it would definitely be a joy to have you among the Knights. How old is my camper? I actually don't know. I bought it in this condition, guys. I have literally only owned this camper for a couple of months. I haven't been able to save up enough money to do the major repairs. I've only been able to do the minor ones so far, like sealing up the windows and, repairing the door frame and things of that sort. I'm still trying to save money to do the other larger repairs, like taking care of that right there. I'm going to be replacing these cabinets and everything, guys. Probably with something I built myself. In Austria, it's night. Okay, bye. Okay, see you later. Thank you for popping in from Austria there, Irma. Where am I from? I'm from Southeast Texas, man. I'm in a little floodplain. That's why I say welcome to the swamp. Guys, and we need to enjoy these nature sounds while we can, because when summer really gets into full effect, it dries up a little bit around here. So we don't really hear so many frogs and crickets, but you still hear all the birds. So that's always a great thing, So that's why I love spring. That's why I love it, because nature sings during spring. There's very few places where there's not an abundance of life calling out to mates all throughout the spring. And that is nature's love song, guys. You really want to impress a woman, take her out somewhere that's beautiful, isolated, and has a bunch of nature sounds. Sit there and have a picnic with her. Sit there and have a picnic with her with stuff you made, that you prepared. Guys, you'll be surprised how quick you get that kiss. So, yeah, guys, there's nothing better than nature's love songs. I love it to death. It is one of my favorite things. You're from Pennsylvania? Nice, nice. Summer is really hot, Maxima, especially down here in Southeast Texas. We get 110. Sometimes that's in the shade. And then if you add heat index on top of that, whoo, baby. It can feel in the 110s, and you still got to work in this crap. That's why our road workers during the summer only work at night. They have to wear glow-in-the-dark vests, just so they can be seen. And it's because it's just too hot to work during the day. So there's certain jobs that we work at night simply because it's just too hot, and nobody wants a heat stroke or heat exhaustion for that matter. So it's a safety issue. The heat really can be down here. I like the spring because the daffodils bloom. Daffodils are pretty. We actually have goldenrod and dandelion and thistle out here. And thistles might not be the nicest of plants because they're so prickly, but every last one of those plants, dandelion, goldenrod, and thistle, all have medicinal purposes, guys. So we leave them growing in our yard so we can harvest them. That's your favorite flower is the daffodil? All right, I got you, baby. There's actually a comic book I used to read called Daffodil about a vampire. It was actually interesting and really well drawn. I very much enjoyed it. Which today, guys, me and my friend were talking about Naruto. We were having a friendly debate. I just learned about dandelions. It's amazing how many health benefits they have. Oh, yes, Maxima. They have, health benefits for when you have the flu. They have health benefits for if you're a smoker. They have health benefits for if you just want to clean out your system. Kidney, bladder, they help with a lot, guys. But most of all, they're a great cold remedy. Mix that in with some honey, some onion, a little bit of garlic, some rosemary, and let that sit and ferment a little bit. The honey makes it stay sweet, while the rest of it actually takes and creates a cough syrup. So it goes down real easy, and it's really soothing on the throat. And not only that, I haven't had a problem yet that it couldn't take care of. Correction. 1, strep throat. Yeah, strep throat's a pain in the butt, guys. So this is to everybody who's still here. Please come join the conversation. Join the nights. It's great to have you with us. Scald, my friends. All right, we're only 9 minutes in. We better save our water. Otherwise, I'm going to have to leave you guys for a little bit, and I'm going to have to go refill the bucket. Or bucket. Listen at me. This ain't a bucket. It's a jug. Yo, my Jin. You're so beautiful. You know, guys, we have had some wonderful opportunities pop up for us here at the Knights of the Holy Rose Sanctum. And I think that that's what we're going to talk about tonight when it comes down to final thoughts. We're going to talk about grasping opportunities when they knock. You know, guys, taking chances and running risks, it's all part of life. So we're going to discuss that tonight on Final Thoughts. So I hope you guys will join us there for that one, you know, because I hope that that'll be a great one because I accidentally negotiated my way out of an opportunity. So, yeah, I definitely got to work on that. We're going to pin this real quick. Everybody, this is my Jin's site. Please go visit her there and give her a nice big subscription, guys. She recently hit 1,000 subscribers and she's trying to get her watch hours up. So y'all go subscribe to my Jin. You know, she's a wonderful, wonderful sweetheart. And she could really appreciate some new friends coming in. The main reason being is because she has a lot of trolls, guys. So let's go in there and let's show her some actual love. Let's go in there and show her some actual support. You know, she works really hard on these videos for you guys, trying to be entertaining, you know, and it's not easy. I mean, even for somebody like me, because I mean, there's plenty of more people out there that are way more popular than me, and their videos are a lot different from mine. But, you know, it's all about the same. What's up, Mythio? How you doing? You already subbed to Jin. Thank you, Ketchup Head. Yo, what's up, Ketchup Head? I just realized you're here. Yeah. Who else is here? Oh, okay. I didn't miss much. But yeah, hi, Mythiel. Hi, Ketchup Head. How y'all doing? You know, it's great to have y'all in the show, as always. Yeah, today, man, we've just been kind of chilling. And me and my friend Aaron were having a pretty good conversation, you know, because I had an opportunity to work for an Alaskan company. And I accidentally negotiated my way out of it, guys. It was a total screw up. But that just goes to show you, watch your wording. You know, don't try to get a little, because I told them I had to get some housing before I moved to Alaska. If they were willing to provide me with housing, I'd move to Alaska. But they couldn't get the housing. So I tried to get the original deal and they decided to find somebody else, which is okay. You know, I only offered 2 deals. They only offered 2 deals and I should have took the first one, but I didn't. So, you know, oh well, stuff happens. We'll figure something else out, guys. There'll be more opportunities. That's for sure. But your old boy is still going to be here in the swamps for a while. I'm doing good. What were you talking about now? I was talking about a chance that I had that I messed up. I was almost got to be a radio show host in Alaska, but I messed it up. I tried to get housing out of the situation, and I shouldn't have. No, it's nothing about Jin. Somebody reported me? I didn't know somebody reported me, Ketchup Head. Who said something about my Jin? Oh, right. That was my Jin's page right there, is what I was talking about when I pinned it down. You know, go on ahead, go check her out, guys. She could really use y'all's support. You know, definitely go give her a hand. All right, guys, if you're new here, welcome. How you doing? You know, we're 14 minutes in. We got 7 likes. Let's try to get them likes up just a little bit higher, guys. You know, we're actually sitting here just hanging out, enjoying the sounds of the swamp, and just having a great conversation. Dr. Dark Devil, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and yes, you are beautiful, my love. But thank you for saying that I'm a sexy version of Dumbledore. That's hilarious. It's when you said they reported you and then you said we had to be 18. Oh, right. That one chick that tried to report me. That never went through, guys. Apparently I was producing wholesome content, so YouTube didn't do anything about it. But the lady got reported for harassment, and that got handled. But other than that, I got no trouble, guys. Some older woman who was upset because there was people below the age of 18 in my show. And she was only angry because I'm a 37-year-old man, and that's it. Guys, I don't know where y'all are. I don't want to know your addresses. I don't even want to know your real name. I don't want to know your real age. All I want is to make friends online. That's all I care about. Guys? And she reported me for that. But, people get offended over the smallest things nowadays, and she's probably a Karen. I hate to say that, but somebody who's going to get mad at somebody for teaching, morals and, just because there's younger people in their audience, you got to be a little bit of a Karen to want to be that way. Oh, thank you, Jay-Z. What's up, Muhammad? How you doing, brother? I used to call him Dumbledore too. Yeah, Mythiel did. I almost kind of wish I had a hat similar to his sometimes, but I don't think I would look good in wizard robes. Thank you, Muhammad. It's good to hear. Sup? Yeah, howdy. Hat's a little tight on my head. Been a while. Good afternoon to everybody, Forsha. Thank you. This hard to read. Yeah, the little circle letters is hard to read, brother. Oh, yeah, Mythiel saying hi again. Gotta go. See you later, Ketchup Head. It was also always awesome to have you in here, man. Always come back. Show your sword and do a scald. All right. Let's do a scald and show the sword. Uh-oh. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Let's get a scald ready. You know what? I'm going to have to stand up to draw that thing. Thud. I hit my roof. I hit the roof. All right, guys. Scald to you all, my friends. Scald. Now, let me put this back in. I'll have to wipe the blade off here in a minute. Back for a few minutes. All right. Awesome. Yeah, guys, that's not the only sword I have. That's just the one that I train with all the time. That's why it's in my living room. When I train with a sword, that's what I train with. But most of the time I've been training with Trollsbane here. What does scald mean? It's like cheers. Scald is actually the word for skull. And what it was back in those days, Vikings would collect heads to be able to prove how good of a warrior they were on the battlefield, just like the samurai did. Well, the more heads you had, the better fighter you were. And you could present them to your Jarl, and you would get promotions depending upon how many you had. And so they would say scald because eventually your best kill on the battlefield was turned into a cup for you to drink from. And you would say scald because you were drinking from the man's skull. But it was a cheers that meant good luck in battle. Because Vikings getting Yeah, I still train Mythiel, but Mythiel, I'm nowhere near as good as I was when I was a kid. I was out of training for a long time, so now I'm kind of a little bit on the amateur side. But I still train as best I can remember, and I still do basic swings and basic strikes and basic katas. But other than that, yeah, I train every now and then, you know, about once every couple of days or so. Depends on how busy I am. I used to have a large knife collection, but I had to part with it for a few bucks. Times were hard. Man, I understand that. My dad's had to part with a few guns before. Soviet bayonet and a Chilean commando combat knife. That's awesome. I actually will start posting some training videos, guys. It's just I can't always record. Speaking of, hold on, guys. I almost goofed up. There we go. Wait. Oh, no. Hang on. I got to go. I got to plug my phone in, guys. It's going to die on me. Give me just a minute. I got to go get the cord, which means I got to walk in the water. So I will return. Should have done all this before I started the show. All right, there's that done. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, guys. There we go. Phone's charging. Yeah, I live in an RV. You know, that's where I live at. Let's see where we at. Big Dave. All right, see what I missed. Yeah, welcome in there, Big Dave. But yeah, Mythael, I live in an RV. And yeah, she's doing a lot better today. Jin actually had a bit of a panic attack all day yesterday. She's got some problems with a bad ex. You know, we all have bad exes in our lives. She's got one of them. But, you know, that happens, guys. The best we can do is move on. Yeah, definitely. Damn it. You know, welcome in, Angel 420. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Dave, you just got a sub, man. Congratulations. You know, guys, that's one thing I ask. Try to sub to each other in here. Try to support one another. You know, Big Dave, if you want to drop something down, man, and we'll post your channel up here, and we'll make sure that you get some too. You know, thank you. I'm doing great, man. I just plugged in my phone. We're sitting here listening to the sounds of the swamp. We might be taking this coming up after this coming up weekend. We might be taking sometime next week and going out to the big thicket. If it's not going to be next week, it's going to be the week after. But I get to show you guys the big thicket again. And believe it or not, my dad's starting to get a little used to me showing you guys our favorite roads because he realizes that most of y'all are out of this country. Or if you are, you're definitely not in Southeast Texas. Yeah, I don't think I actually have any fans in Southeast Texas, believe it or not, because none of them have actually came on here and said hi, but if I do, and you are watching and you're from Southeast Texas, other than Jasper, because we do have somebody from North Jasper. I forgot about them, Jessica and Kurt. So we got Jessica and Kurt from north of Jasper. If there's anybody else in here that is fans that is from Southeast Texas, go on ahead, give me a shout out. I'll give you one too. Oh, yeah, Jen's always trying to make new friends. Just speak of them and they shall appear. I was just talking about you two, Jessica and Kurt. I don't know which one of y'all it is this time, but I was just talking about you two. I'm going to start calling y'all J and C. But y'all are the only Southeast Texas fans that I know that I have, other than, of course, family members. It's Kurt this time. Yes, definitely. I would love to meet you, man. I'll take you to some of my favorite spots in the thicket. Take you to some of the most peaceful areas out there. Now, definitely bring some bug spray, brother. Because, Mythiel, you are not used to the skeeters around here, brother. Clint and Jin just want to say thanks for the friendship. Man, Forsha, you are absolutely welcome. I love making new friends, and I love making people feel good about themselves, or about situations that they're in. I like making people smile. So welcome into the friendship. Welcome into the family. Oh, no problem, Jessica and Kurt, especially, or Kurt this time. No problem, Kurt. I definitely will never forget any fans that are close by. Because one of these days, I can actually go meet you. It's just finding a ride out to North Jasper. No, the area is not a little dangerous, brother. I didn't mean that. I'm just saying that if I take you out to the thicket, there's a lot of mosquitoes. So you just want some mosquito dope. That's about it. It's just, man, there's some city folks that I've taken out there that said they could handle it. And there's just so many mosquitoes they can't. It takes a certain kind of person, like a swamp rat, to handle that many mosquitoes. You got to be grown up in the area. Avon Skin So Soft is great bug spray. Yes, it is, Donna. Hello again, Donna M. But yeah, that's all I meant. It's just the mosquitoes can get pretty bad out in the woods around here, especially when you're in the floodplains areas like where I live at. So that's all. No danger. We have a channel going if you ever want to see where we're at and what we do around here. Awesome. Yeah, fabric sheets are also good for mosquitoes as well. So is rosemary. Rubbing some rosemary on yourself, some fresh rosemary. Yeah, they don't want anywhere near it. Or carrying a bundle of it that's smoking. Like you just barely let it smolder. Like you would an incense. Oh yeah, they don't want to be anywhere near that. Or mint. Mint works really good too. I've actually had them work for me, Donna. But then again, I don't notice the mosquitoes anymore. You fear mosquitoes. I had dengue. It sucks, literally. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, I can tell you this, man. Our mosquitoes down here don't have as many diseases. Luckily. They're just annoying. All right. Jin just subbed to Kurt. Yeah, peppermint oil is good, but however, you got to get used to that stuff because it kind of burns the skin a little bit. Nice to see you back, Ketchup Head. Blah. I kept wanting to call you Caden. Sorry about that. What's up, Dark Star? How you doing? Raymond. Wait. Raymond, like Ray Raymond? I can't forget. I'm forgetting the last name. Oh, my God. I used to work with you at Pimsco, if it's that Raymond. Yes, there is a lot of humidity out here. For sure, for sure. We can have some fun stuff going on. I apologize for intruding, Clint. No big deal. Yeah, no, not that Raymond. Oh, okay. Okay, wrong Raymond. Gotcha. We'll make some more content soon. Awesome. Everybody loves Raymond. Raymond Ferguson. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. All right, brother. Now I recognize you, Dark Star. Cool change to the last name, by the way. I like it. Dark Star is awesome. One of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid was called Black Star. And it was about this Native American astronaut that gets sucked into a black hole and falls into this planet called Sagar, where he has to help the Trobit people from this guy called the Overlord. And his sword was half a star. It was freaking awesome. You know, I loved the show growing up. You know, it had cool looking creatures, had awesome action sequences, great lessons, and some really good drama. How many mods do I have? Like 20? I feel we should have a live video conversation. People would join daily to your stream. You know, Mythiel, we can actually try to do that, man. If you got a pen and paper real fast, when you do, let me know and I'll give you my email address, man. Oh yeah, it was very awesome. Amber's great. Yeah, she went to the ER. They took her to Galveston. They drained the abscess completely. She's on antibiotics. There's no longer any swelling whatsoever. She's not feeling any pain. You know, she's 100% back to normal, guys. You know, I even found out through that head nurse who got my phone number. I found out through the head nurse that little baby got taken care of too, and he's just fine. He'll pull right through. But I was right. He ended up being an epileptic. So she's got to learn how to deal with an epilepsy child now. But he's going to pull through, guys. Yeah, that's a lot of mods. I've got like 20 of them. That's why I haven't modded anybody in a while. You know, so I do apologize to everybody who's asking to be a mod. But I've got 20 of them to keep up with, guys. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to be adding mods at all, guys, because I don't need that many. You know, I'm not worried about trolls. Bring it on. You know, I'll hack them out of the chat just as fast as they can yak. Which, for modern day internet trolls, is pretty quick. You know, they can type fast, you know, but I never thought in my life I would actually have people recognize one of my axes, you know, one of my toys, you know, because guys, I didn't do nothing but piece this together, buying it in its own separate chunks. You know, I didn't forge this, but this axe has become famous almost for the simple fact of just that one zombie video. Everybody, you know, has been asking about it. And yes, I carry it around because of religious reasons. Jinjin is a managing mod. Jinjin is a managing mod. In fact, she's only one of 3 that I have. The rest of them are all standard moderators. You know, other than that, I've been sitting back and just enjoyed myself today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. We're 30 minutes in. Actually, we're 33 minutes in. So I'm hoping y'all have been enjoying the show. We got 10 likes up there. Let's try to raise them likes up to at least 20 before we get out of the show today, guys. Let's try to get 10 more likes up on that board. All right, for me? You know, even if you don't stay, even if you don't like the show, just leave a like, guys, just so I can get out in the algorithm. You know, all you're doing is helping support a small creator. You know, a small content creator is not an easy job because you got to keep up with these big boys. And these big boys produce some really cool stuff, you know, and then here I am with my little yakety yak, you know. Oh, you're a managing mod for a very famous YouTuber. That's awesome, Ketchup Head. Who is it? Hey, my Jin, I actually got another idea. Will you do me a favor, honey, while I actually run to the restroom real quick? will you post my email address up? And that way, anybody who wants to contact me can contact me. Give me just a moment, guys. Alrighty, guys, I am back. Let's see. Just wondering why you are so involved with... Huh? Okay, Reba Fluff. I don't understand what you mean by involved with fecal matter. All right. Other than cleaning up after a paralyzed man and dogs sometimes, you know, that's the only fecal matter I deal with. So I don't know what you mean. Ooh, are we trying to rain again? No, it's wind blowing water off the trees. Let's see. Exterion something is your email, right? Yes, you're very right. Exterion Creator 1987 at gmail.com. All one word. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Jin's here anymore, guys. She might have left for some reason or another. You know, she does have jobs she's got to do throughout the day. She's got to take care of her friend's house. Oh, there she is. She was probably looking for my email. So, guys, that's my email. If you want to contact me, that's it. I would like to ask first, is that one of your swords in the background? Yes, it is. And second, do you have a Facebook so I can add you? Oh, no, I don't have a Facebook. I got hacked too much, so they won't let me add a Facebook account anymore with my name on it or my picture. I got hacked way too many times. So it looks like I'm a hacker and I can't really get back into Facebook. But that's fine. That's why I switched over to YouTube. Hi, Joyful Sophie, Stephanie. Steffies. Blah. Hi, Joyful. How you doing? Yes, that is a sword in the background. It's a training sword, so it's dull. It's not sharp, but this is a real sword. And I also have a mace. I have no mace. Bad mace. I have a tomahawk. And I have a machete, as you can see right there. The machete and the tomahawk are outside tools. It's good to see that you're doing good. Yeah, I figured you were finding my email. Client makes a mod test. You need one. Yeah, mod test wouldn't be a bad idea. Love it. Be right back. All right, see you, Ketchup Head. No, I'm not on Instagram. I'm trying to figure out this first, and then I will figure out places like Instagram. I am on TikTok under my name. So I am on TikTok. You know, so just look for Clint Gage on TikTok and look for my picture. Wait, didn't you say you beat someone with a mace when you were at my house, or whenever I lived in Ohio, I beat the crap out of somebody with a mace. Yes. I got jumped by 6 people who attacked me for being in the wrong area. I was a white boy, walked into the hood trying to find my way around, and I got jumped by some BLM members. And yeah, I beat the snot out of them with my mace. Oh, TikTok's banned in your country, Mythiel? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Dark Star, that's what I ended up doing. But That's not the first time I've had to do that. I actually had an incident where a guy put a gun to my face, and I had to defend myself with that mace. That's why he's called Thug Breaker, because a guy jumped in my face. He put a gun directly within 6 inches of between my eyeballs. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, that's a 6 hour. He pulls that trigger, I'm dead. Well, he said, give me everything you got. I looked at him and said, man, I work at a convenience store. I ain't got nothing. Well, he did pull the trigger. He had a misfire. When it misfired, I didn't. I went to town. And I took him down real quick. I took the gun from him, and I took the clip out and found out why it misfired. This guy had the wrong clip in the gun. Right size, wrong length. You know, right caliber, wrong length. So the bullet was missing the chamber by just a few millimeters. So he couldn't rack around if he wanted to because he had too short of a clip. And that's what saved my life, was somebody not knowing proper gun safety or proper gun handling. So, yeah, that was the two incidences that stick out the most in my head whenever I took on somebody with the mace. Oh, yeah. You know, somebody was definitely looking out for me that day. It was not my time to reach the afterlife yet. But it was scary. I'm not going to lie, guys. It was scary. When it was over with, I walked straight home as fast as I could with the clip in my pocket so he couldn't shoot me after throwing the gun and hitting him dead in the face with it. I'd already hit him in the jaw with the mace. He's sitting there holding his jaw like this and with one hand while the other hand's dangling there because I broke his collarbone. And I turned around, looked at him. I said, you dumb SOB. You ain't even got the right clip in the gun. Learn how to rob somebody right. And I threw the gun at him and hit him dead in the face with it and then kept walking home. And the police found him. They got him. They arrested him. Mainly because dude walked right into an ER, you know, with the gun still in hand, tucked into his belt. The only thing he didn't have was a clip for it. So, and the gun was registered to him. So was the clip. So that was the easy way to find him. You know, but that was my little mugger story. The only time I've ever been mugged. You know, I've been jumped a few times, but never mugged. Hi, you're from Florida. Oh, okay, doctor. What you doing there? All right, you're back. Never make friends online. You can't trust them. Ketchup head. Here's one thing about me. I make friends with anybody, and I trust you until you give me a reason not to. As long as you're kind, respectful, and understand what this channel represents when you come in, then you're more than welcome. It doesn't matter to me your past. It doesn't matter to me what you're doing in the present. What matters to me is what you do on my channel. But why do people attack you just because you went to an area where it's literally in your country? Hang on. What is the main problem in USA related to area hoods and all? All right, here's something for you there, Mythio. There's certain times and certain places in America, in the more poor neighborhoods, especially the poverty-driven ones, where the youth grow up angry. They're mad at everything, you know, and Gen X, welcome in, man. But they actually take and they end up growing up into these bitter, angry people, and they cause problems. And at that point in time, there was this movement going on called Black Lives Matter, which, yes, I agree with to an extent, but I believe all lives matter. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, gray, whatever, you know. And this guy these guys believed that because I was from the South and because I was white, that my family owned slaves. So they came at me and attacked me to try to get some kind of revenge on me for what happened to black folks 400 years ago to 200 years ago, something like that. And because of that, I had to defend myself. You know, it happens. It's almost in every country you're going to find gangs that are going to attack for no reason. Japan has a problem with it. Russia has a problem with it. Here in America, we have a problem with it in the poor neighborhoods. And I just happened to walk into their territory and walk right up on their door and didn't even know it. You know, but that's the deal. You know, it's angry youths that have been led astray by bad music. And I only call it bad music because most of the rap that I hear nowadays is kind of crappy, in my opinion. In my opinion, let me get that out. But that's why I'm a metalhead. You know, guys, I'm not a rapper. I listen to heavy metal. You know, that's what I do. Oh, I'm doing great. You know, thank you for asking, Gen X. But yeah, guys, we're 45 minutes in, about to be 46 minutes in. So we've got about 14 minutes left to go, guys, before the end of the show. You know. Oh, yeah, bad parenting does take a big toll on it. But the outside environment, you can have the best parent on the planet. But if your kid has an outside environment where he has to grow up hard, he has to grow up angry, and he has to grow up mean, and he has to do it quick, you have no idea what path they're going to go down. You might have one that grows up hard and strong and quiet and a good person. And then your next kid ends up getting hooked on drugs. You know, like, look at my mom. We're here deep in the South. She raised me. I have been called a good person. So in my mind, I think I try my best to keep up with that reputation, to stay being a good man, you know, because that's how my mama raised me. She raised my sister to be a good woman, but my sister chose a different path. And she's paying dearly for it. Yeah, that's true. Oh, thank you, Ketchup Head. Yeah, her favorite's country music. Oh, yeah, those areas still exist today, Mythiel. You know, but luckily, your boy right here just don't take crap. I'm the nicest guy on the planet. But the second you start coming at me sideways, I'm coming at you sideways too. It's like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. You know, it's like messing with a crab. I don't care if I get my butt whooped. I'm going to stand my ground. Yes, I'm definitely going live tonight. Greg the Egg. How you doing, man? Yeah, a lot of parents don't even know who their kids are. You know, talk with your kids. Sit down. Learn who they are. You know, guys, try to interact with them. Even if you can't stand what they're into, you know, learn about it. Why? Because it's going to make your kids feel better. You know, guys, my mom started learning about dinosaurs when I was younger because I loved them. And she couldn't keep up with what the hell I was talking about because it's all I talked about. So she started buying dinosaur documentaries and sitting down watching them with me. And me and her were able to have somewhat of a conversation. And she enjoyed it so much because she learned so much she didn't know about the planet. Like, she didn't know that at one point our planet reached on average 200 degrees. And there was still life. Thank you, Ketchup Head Gamer. You're so awesome. I've only been sub for a day or two because I just got sent the link to his YouTube. All right, Darkstar, thank you. But definitely welcome in. Let's get rid of some of these messages real quick so it'll stop lagging me. Okay, there we go. You know, but yeah, guys. How do Texas people view Indians or brown people like me? Will I get attacked if I ever visit? Racism is only because I feel racism exists everywhere, but I fear only violence. Mythiel, you would not be under any harm. Okay, guys? Now listen, racism does exist anywhere you go. Texas is wild, all right? But you're still safe. You know, guys, it very rarely happens compared to the amount of population in the country. You know, and if you come to somewhere that's a small town, you know, like where I live, and you see the natural sights, the natural beauty, and then you drive from there to the big towns like Beaumont or San Antonio or Houston, then you have a much better experience. Stay in a little small cabin or something like that back on a country road, and then take and go and see your big sights from there. Don't stay in the hotels and stuff like that, guys. Why? Yes, them hotels, they're making money all the time. But guys, you just, if you want to be safe and you feel like you're afraid you'd be attacked, go to the small towns. Especially if you're Native American or something like that. They're going to be like, okay, come on. We feel embarrassed about the bull crap we pull. Come on. You know, they're definitely going to welcome you in. Oh, yeah, racism was never okay. Yeah, we need 5 likes in 10 more minutes. 4 likes in 10 more minutes, guys. And we'll get up to 20. Mexico is South Texas. Have taken care of me when I've been there. I'll pass them $50 to watch over things. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Donna, you know, that's believable. You know, a lot of the racism that happens is a very small handful of people in a very large, and I mean large, population. Because we've got over 1,500 people here in Koontz, but it's a small town. You know, guys, because all 1,500 of us are spread out over 60 miles. You know, so it's a little small town, you know, and that's the beauty of it. Actually, there is one way to stop racism, and I agree with Morgan Freeman on this. How do you stop racism? Stop talking about it. Stop teaching kids it ever existed. Just start teaching them that we're all human. You know, don't teach them religious difference. Teach them religious tolerance. Teach them cultural values for other places. Yeah, it does suck. All color and all people. Everybody is, you know, discriminated against somewhere. And it sucks. It breaks my heart, guys. It really does. Because we could be a planet of unified humanity where we are all one voice, one heart, one song, one people. And if we did that and we unified the planet, not under leadership, not under anything like that, but under, like, say, a world council that took, okay, guys, don't spam. If you spam any more Mersum, if you spam any more Mersum, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Greg the Egg. My teacher once said that if you remove everyone's skin, you wouldn't know who's who. Exactly. Exactly. That's the truth. That's the truth. You can't tell a black person's skeleton from a white person's skeleton, with the exception of very, very few features that you have to go to school for like 8 years to be able to spot. You know, so that's the difference. You have to go to school to be able to spot the differences. And you got to go to school for a while to be able to do it properly. So that's what I'm saying. You know, there's no difference between any of us other than small adaptations. Dark skin is an adaptation to deal with bright, continuous sunlight, so you don't burn. Light skin is a adaptation for dealing with somewhere with very little sunlight, because you don't need it, because it's misty, it's foggy. Blue eyes were designed Hey, let Shuck out. He's losing his mind. All right, hang on. I'll be right back. I got to go get my dog. Shuck. Come on, Shuck. Shuck or drop it. Oh. All right, guys. Sorry about that. My Shuck wanted to come back in. He's been missing us. So he wanted to come back over here. Hey, Bubba's black. He gets racist all the time, and he's just talking to work, listening to his music. He had a horrible racial encounter at a gas station filled with white people. Hubby and I get racism a lot. Oh, man, that sucks. All right, Mersam. We giving you a timeout. We giving you a 10-minute timeout, man. Don't spam. Yeah, that's really sad that people do stuff like that. You know, I can't stand racism. You know, I have a black nephew, half black nephew named Caden. He's awesome. Ever since he was little, I called him my little Oreo buddy. Just so whenever people looked at him and called him a racial slur, he'd look at him and be like, I'm not that. I'm an Oreo. And walk away, you know, because everybody loves an Oreo. And then I've got a half Filipino nephew. And he's awesome too. Talk about a little football player now. Kid can hit. You know, I'd hate to get tackled by him. And he's only 13. But he can knock a grown man to his butt. You know. But I could never be racist. There you go. My Jin Jin knows where I'm coming from. But I could never hate anybody just because of a color. Just because of a culture. Guys, I am too obsessed with other cultures to hate somebody from somewhere. You know, there was some racism in my family in the past. But guys, everybody in America had a little racism in their family in the past. You know, that's not anything new. I believe you there, Joyful. You know, I can definitely see, because you're a sweet woman. And sweet women don't get with mean men. So I can see you definitely, you know, being awesome. I watched this movie in reading called The Watsons Go to Birmingham. I think I've heard of that. Yeah, I think I've heard of that. You know, but guys, we're going to be doing our last scald here because we got our last few minutes. And oh no! And I'm going to make a mess. Ah! Good thing it's just water. Oh no! Anyway, you guys are awesome. I love y'all. Thank y'all all so much for joining the show. Y'all make everything here possible. This last scald is to all of you. Thank y'all so much. Thanks to any new customers that we have. And viewers. Thanks to any new viewers that we have. And remember, just try to stay positive, guys. It's your good memories, your positive thoughts that keep you driven throughout the day. So try and stay positive. Try and stay optimistic. And try and remember, look for opportunities. They're around every corner. So last thing to say, guys, is simply this. Love y'all. Y'all are the backbone of my channel. Can't wait to see y'all again tonight at Final Thoughts. And congratulations, guys. This goes to you. Love y'all. Remember, love your mama, love your papa, love yourself. Be kind. Always find a way to help. See you from the swamp. Later from a gator. Well, we got a few seconds.